Today is March 31st, 2026. Um, one of the officers assigned to me, or one of the agents, you do need to talk to Summit Mall security. They're being played like fools, which is not a good thing that they can be played like a fool and act like they don't know the law when they're supposed to be the security there. Because if these people can con them, they could pull something horrible up there in that mall. And those darn mall cops are going to go along with it. And people could get killed or taken. Okay? These people that are doing it are playing people. Like when I was in Macy's up there, I heard some guy say the guy doing this said he was going to prove how dumb the U.S. government is. I heard that one before. The guy doing it was going to prove how dumb the U.S. government is and its people. I heard that one before. He's proving how dumb you are. Him and his people. Now, I've went over the laws. I've uploaded them even to Facebook. Proving they can't do any of this. Trying to stop stupid people from falling for this. But those scammers can't stop because they have to get another victim. Set up another scam to steal from other people. Now, it is illegal. Well, I'll tell you how okay, I work with the Department of Disability clients. They can never set up button cameras in their home. They have a right to privacy. And then they're protected by a circuit court judge. Their rights are just as much as ours. For them to even have open cameras in their home, open, they have to sign off on it if they can. Their guardian, their social worker, the Department of Disability, the agency that works for them, and all their employees, knowing they're being recorded in that home. Because they're staying there. And a circuit court judge, sign off on it. And guess who has to do the recording? The police or the Department of Disability. Not our attorney. That, let's just say, if these people try to pull like a lie, like an attorney and a guardian was doing it, the guardian would go to jail. No judge would sign that because there's laws. Right of privacy over the home. My client has the right to say, I don't want them in there. And they can't make them. It's his home. He would have to sign off his guardian, his social worker, the Department of Disability, the agency that their employers put their staff in there. All their staff, because they're staying there. And then a circuit court and judge. And then only the Department of Disability or the police could tape in there. Nobody else. Never an attorney. It's a felony invasion of privacy. See, that's where these people are so dumb. Okay. They're so dumb. They make your head hurt. And then they need to find out what they're pulling up in Summit Mall with those security guards, that they're playing them for damn fools. And what are they setting up to happen in that mall? Because they're playing them where they said the guy doing this is trying to prove how dumb and that our U.S. government will fall for anything. I heard that one before. Yeah. So they're also playing all its people that are dumb and don't know the rights. Well, there was an officer saying that the officer's worker case said that this whole thing is a scam. Well, they said there was an attorney up here with a doctor saying they had her taper before. Okay, if that scenario happens, what are they to do? The police are to arrest them on the spot. It is illegal for an attorney and a doctor to be together, going against somebody. I am sorry, they don't have enough education. They don't know what HIPAA is. It is a federal crime for a doctor to work against you. It is a federal crime for him to be in it with an attorney that doesn't represent you in like a dog fight in your personal attorney. For like a dog bite and you sign consent picture ID. They can't be hired to work against you with a dirty doctor. Huh? That is a federal crime of HIPAA. They can never be in your home. If you cannot hire an attorney to set up button cameras in your home, you can't have an attorney set up. They can't have button cameras in your home. They can never be in your home. It's a right of privacy. You have a right to privacy over your home. You have a right to remain quiet and a right to an attorney yourself. The Fourth Amendment, the Constitution, the right of the people to be safe and secure within your own person. Your places, your homes, your papers, and effects against all unreasonable searches or seizures shall not be violated. You have a right, nobody can touch you. The right of the people to be safe and secure within their own person. You have a right. No, you don't want somebody to touch you. They can't. It's assault. We know that. Your places, your homes, your papers, and effects against all unreasonable searches or seizures shall not be violated. Your home can't be violated. No searches, no seizures, but upon probable cause warranted. You have to have a court order. Attorneys can't get court orders to be in somebody's home. They're not investigators. They're not police. They're not feds. They only represent you in court to withhold the laws as they're wrote. They don't go out and break in people's homes. My God. Set up button cameras, stalking people, having people break in, fake sodium pentothal. We drugged her to get the truth out of her when they were drugging me and telling me to say stuff. They can't go around being little mafia lords. These mafia lords should know better and do this. Think they can be all gangster and go in and drug somebody up and beat and rape them and drug them and tell them to say horrible stuff and one of their doctor friends right up front on somebody. Go to jail for that. No doctor could ever be with them. HIPAA violation. Your doctor is sworn to only work for their client. They can't say a word about somebody. They can't look up they can't even look you up without your signed consent and picture ID. And signed consent and picture ID, they're your doctor. They can't even look you up. They can't pull your medical records. They can't speak about you. They can't even gossip about you. You hold a medical license, an actual medical license. Those are 10 years. Medical license. So if an attorney and a doctor show up and say, oh, we had them taper unaware, we're in it together, what is the cop supposed to do by federal law? Arrest them. Call the FBI. They're breaking HIPAA. There's a scam running on somebody. They're breaking HIPAA violations. It's a federal crime. So where those security guards said, an attorney was up here with a doctor and said they had her taper unaware. It's illegal for a doctor to tape you unaware. It's another HIPAA violation. There's something going on that they're playing those dumb mall cops. They're going to do something up there. I told you I had seen the Texas group up there a lot. Okay, the Fourth Amendment, to be safe and secure with your own person. Your places, your homes, your papers, and effects against all unreasonable searches or seizures shall not be violated. No searches, no seizures, but upon probable cause warranted, have to have a court order with an oath or affirmation of people, places, or things to be searched or seized. You have a right to remain quiet and a right to an attorney yourself. With those three rights, police and agencies only under a threat of life, with statements from everyone in that home of the threat of life in a corner. Even the FBI would go to jail for not having that if they were in someone's home. President Nixon couldn't bug an office. He got impeached and almost went to jail, and Ford pardoned him. If the President of the United States can't do this, why on earth would an attorney be allowed? Are you getting a little bit of common sense how much these people are playing you? No one can do this. I've talked to the police, prosecutor's office, criminal attorney. No one can. They're playing people. And where it's really sick, if a cop or a mall security would fall for such retardation of scammers scamming them, and they didn't call the police and have them arrested for saying they're in there breaking HIPAA violations, an attorney and a doctor running a scam on somebody and breaking laws. It's illegal for a doctor to tape you unaware. It's a federal crime. They're confessing they have somebody doing a federal crime. Arrest them. They're in it with an attorney running a scam on somebody with federal crimes. And then they're on their scam. I never met him. I never talked to him. So how would they have taped me? Exactly. It's not my doctor. Don't even know who it is. They said it's that creepy Henry Maffei, Dave's girlfriend's dad, that admitted he never met me in person. They're playing Fairlawn. Officer Mark, Officer John, you need to be talking to the Fairlawn police and those mall cops. And anytime they seen him in the mall saying stuff, you got surveillance of him, got him nailed. See, that lady that was with the Louisville police on May 30th, 25 said she was trying to trick me out of a bunch of money. She's part of the extortion ring too. Along with that P and Will guy. I think that Henry Maffei's supposed to be that Will. I don't know. I've never met him in person. He only texts me through Facebook or through Instagram. Hi, I think you're beautiful. Something about love on a beach. I don't know him. He's Dave's girlfriend's dad. Katie's family member. My ex-husband's girlfriend's dad and his friends can't run a drug scam on me. So someone needs to talk to him. And people, when you actually listen to how stupid you sound, now think about this. And if an attorney illegally obtains your medical records, it's 10 years. They can never have them. The only part they can have is if you hire them to represent you in like a car wreck or a dog bite, and they're your attorney. And only for that, they can't get everything. So where would they get my medical records? They're claiming they got somebody's medical records. What are the cops supposed to do? Arrest them. Get the idea? They're pulling something up in Fairlawn and they're playing them for their stupidity. And see, that's where, okay. July 20, July 20, I have to look it up. It should be July 26, 25. Walmart 62. They'd still have it. July 26, 25. Should be that day. It's either that or the 24th or 25th. Before 10 o'clock in the morning. Investigator from 18 comes in. Tape and audio where a smart-ass couple got rude with me. And Bob Evans and I went off and a blah, 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 blah. What? I was talking to a waitress how dumb and stupid these people are. Go over to Walmart 62, an investigator from 18 comes in. I told that couple never to say a word to her again. I interviewed John years ago. He said nothing bad ever happened to him. All her kids spoke highly of her. So their scam of, that my kids are in it with Dave and his crack-headed girlfriend, having their mother drugged, beaten, raped, and trying to cover up attempted murder in it with Dave, and extortion plan with the government, and they knew nothing of it, and they weren't part of it. Whether these people laugh, they set up my kids to be arrested. My kids weren't part of it. Do we understand each other? Thanksgiving 18. When I heard John's kids say that they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa, Grandma needs to get out. And I look down, they're all in a huddle, laughing, talking crazy crap, go up and sit by Dixie and the new baby. Flora comes running up, they're saying mean things in the basement. She said, stay out of it. I go up to John, what's going on? I don't know, Mom. I told Melissa, you're going to be moving out, going through a divorce. She'll just have the kids make up something. But don't worry about it. Nobody can say anything bad about you. She'll have her church people make up something too. But don't worry about it. Nobody can say anything bad about you. It'd just be made up because of the divorce. You shouldn't have said anything till it happened. But I did. And since I did, and no one can say anything bad about you, don't worry about it. Excuse me. A year or more later, Melissa pulls a stunt with him after their divorce, sneaks in his house, uninvited. They're divorced. She has no right in his home. He's in the bathroom. He walks out. She lunges at him, screaming, out of being shocked. He pushed her. That's not domestic violence. That's breaking and entering. She laughed and said, now I got you. Had him arrested for domestic violence. That is not domestic violence. That is not domestic violence. That's breaking and entering. He lost his kids. He called me. What was it, in 19 or 2020? And asked me to be a reliable name on a court record to pick up Kenzie Carrington and Noah. He was going to try to get custody back. I said, John, I can't help you. I'm working 2 jobs. I don't get off the first one, let alone the second one. He said, Mom, I need a reliable name to put on that court record to pick up my kids after school, or I'll lose my kids forever. I said, John, I'll lose my apartment. I barely make it now. I don't get off the first job, let alone the second. I can't afford to quit one job, let alone lose both if I help you. I won't have a place to live. I am so sorry. I can't help you. He said, Mom, if you don't help me, I'll lose my kids. He said, I need you to be that reliable name to pick them up. So I can put you on a court record. I said, I am so sorry, honey. I can't help you. I'll lose my apartment. I barely make it now. He lost his kids. Moved to Florida years ago. Remarried. Started his own church. Looks extremely happy. Was he part of this? No. June 13th, 14th. I'm telling Carl about all this in the car. We pull into Katana's. And people get out of their car around me. Now this is funny. John lives in Florida. He's lived there for years. They had some guy saying he was John, asking people to hurt her. My son John would never be part of having his mother harmed. He would never be part of trying to scam money out of the government. My God. And he would never have his mother drugged for fake confessions, beaten, raped by drug dealers for Dave's crack-headed girlfriend and debt to other drug dealers trying to pull a con on the FBI. He wouldn't be part of such nonsense. And let alone these drug dealers admitted they sold kiddie porn to little kids going potty. He wasn't part of any of this. And that night, June 13th, 14th, outside my work, a guy said, John's been in Florida for years. Who have I been talking to? We don't know. We found out they had somebody impersonate him. And then, you got to, like they said, these church people need to realize how dumb they are and how stupid they look. How actual stupid they look. They said they had somebody drug her and tell her to say it before, we'll have someone verify it. And then no crime was committed. See, that's not medical proof. See, apostolic church people are retards. They're brainwashed retards. That's not medical proof. Medical proof is actually being harmed, going to the doctor with injuries, hospital, pictures of injuries, police are notified, investigation, physical proof, the person did it. And then prosecution. Can you just roofie somebody and tell them to say something? Say, I'll be with the roofie. Give me money. Go jail for that one. Just like they had somebody impersonate Danny and Jen supposed to reported the tape of Weird with herself. It's a shower scene in the other room. They didn't know anything about it, and they refused to have any part of it. They had somebody impersonate Josh, and he didn't even know him. They had somebody impersonate my mother, badmouth me. She lived in Illinois for 23 years. It's just a big con. So, that's where any law enforcement act like they don't know the Constitution and they don't know HIPAA rights. They don't need to be law enforcement. Any attorney walks in there with a doctor and say, we had a doctor tape on what are they to do? Arrest them. Call the feds. They broke HIPAA. They arrest people for that. It's federal crimes. Get the idea? They already told people last year. We already told those people they better shut their mouth. They're looking at the minimum of 35 years for their dirty doctor scam. Federal prison. Without anything else. So why they're playing those mall cops that attorneys can break in people's homes, set up button cameras. Right on Google. If an attorney sets up button cameras, they are to be disbarred immediately. And they are to be arrested for cyber stalking, felony invasion of privacy, voyeurism. They're listed sex offenders. Wiretapping and ongoing. Without the drug confessions, beat rape, kiddie porn of my grandkids going potty, human trafficking me, attempted murder. See what I mean? There was some lady that was Muslim behind me and Carl in Macy's. She was speaking another language. I had my phone on me. I went outside. Some guy was talking. They were listening through the speaker in her phone. That lady was telling everybody to stay away from her. ICE shows up. They shoot people. And he was outside saying that they were listening to what she was saying. And she was speaking in another language. See, and they also heard this idiot child. And I will let you know, if I would ever spoke to an adult like that, my mother would have laid a hand across my face so fast and slapped me until I had a red mark for days. And I'll tell you what, back in the 70s and before, parents didn't put up with children sassing them or any other adult. It would have been nothing for somebody to pick up their child and beat their ass in a store and tell them to sit down and shut up. These meltdowns in like Walmart, if they don't get toys, that would have never happened. The parent would have picked them up, smacked their ass, and told them knock it off. And I'll tell you what, if one of us kids would have ever yelled something at an adult, my mom would have hit us across the face so fast it wasn't even funny. And she wouldn't have thought twice. I went to leave and said, boy, did they get even with you for you not going up and talking to people. And and because where it came out where Katie was lying that I threatened her, of course she lied. She was acting like she was too good to talk to her and she was avoiding her. And so she had people get even with her because she wouldn't give her the time of day. Oh, they started saying that in Lowe's down in Sugar Creek and how everybody didn't find it funny when you find out she was avoiding her because she was cheating with her brother-in-law against her sister. And Linda won't confront him. And since she won't confront him, we stay out of it. And we just stay out of it. So we avoid an unpleasant conversation and just avoided that family. You know what? I never really knew her anyways. So how many times, even as a child, there's a bully in the neighborhood, a bully at school? What do your parents tell you to do? Stay away from them. Don't talk to them. Avoid them. Avoid the whole situation of their trouble. Right? That way you don't get in trouble yourself. Right? Always heard from her sister Trisha that she was wild and she'd go out to bars. She'd get mad at women, take their husbands outside to have, or the boyfriends have sex with them, then go in there and flaunt it to them and they get in bar fights. And how crazy she was like that when she was out of church. And soon as she got in church, you know what she did? She started sleeping with my brother-in-law. I want you to think about that one. Made my sister cry, so I avoided her like the plague. Linda wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to put Linda in any situation she couldn't handle. So we just avoided them. And since when are you the Queen of Sheba and the God of glory that if somebody don't say hello to you, you should have them drug, beat, and raped? Huh? And skull crushed and then tortured because somebody didn't acknowledge you and say hi and they kept walking along in their own minding their own business? Think of this. Some little kid saying, boy, do they get even with you for not saying hello. And the mother said, I heard they drug, beat, and raped her and tortured her. They did. And then she said, don't say anything to her. My mother would have put her hand and left a hand mark on my face. Ever talk to an adult like that? And she wouldn't have thought twice. See, that's where even an officer that watches me, these people letting their kids yell weird with herself. My dad would have beat me. He would have beat me and beat me. You know what? It taught me right from wrong. That's why I'm an officer today, because my dad didn't let me act out. He raised me better. He wouldn't let me act out. And I knew not to. See, all these people teaching their kids to talk dirty. You know what I need to Google? Where I even heard other security guys say, they all found out it was just some guy named Will doing this to her. Just some guy her ex-husband hired. Louisville police said they found the original case. Dave hired 2 men on his own. Dave told Danny, April 16, 23, he had finally went to his dad, asked him what on earth is going on, that he had hired some guy named Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men at her home. Pete has her taped, the filthy, dirty statement. I've never met him. I've never talked to him. Think of that. Then out in Alliance, what was it, last week? In Myers, I walked out of the bathroom. Some lady said the guy that said he never met her before was saying he was a doctor from before. And he admitted he never met her. That means that has to be Henry Moffey. The guy on Instagram, right after the FBI case, texted me, I think you're beautiful, something about love on the beach. I don't know him. Then people talk about him in stores around me. And then he's driving around with the Florida drug dealers. In January 1926, he shows up in Bob Evans. I'm joking around with Carl in the car. And he said, of MC Hammer, you can't touch this. And I told these people they need to embrace it. Embrace it. They can't touch me. I'm an FBI informant. I'm in immunity for life. And Carl's like goofing around in the car, and so am I. You can't touch this. You know. We go in Bob Evans. He had walked in and sat down with some other guy. He said her dancing around that car like a little kid with her husband sitting at another table. The officers only watch her for the case because they feel sorry for her. There's a court order and they like me. So jump. He said, with those text messages I sent her, I proved. And I thought I was the one online sending those text messages. Those creepy couple text messages from someone I've never met. I thought you looked like the picture, but a lot thinner. Okay. He said, I proved her ex-husband he was cheating. That's not me cheating, that's him being weird. He said, and I proved to all men she's not good enough for another man. And I'm glad I never met her in person. I thought, buddy, you wouldn't have got a pity date. You're ugly as a horse's ass. He said, I'm the one that told her new husband's family I'd steal everything for them. So now he's stealing from the elderly. Piece of shit. And found out her new husband's son was down there vandalizing stuff on the farm. And told him to stay out of it. I'll steal everything for them. I found out that other Michelle's telling on us for what we're actually really doing. They can't use it. Yes, they can. And thank you for your confession. December 1st, 25, where the beautiful Michelle with the long blonde hair was dating an agent on a Rouge, broke up with her March 27th, 25, when they told him that the doctor from before was not one of mine, works for them, and they had lied. He was one of her doctors. She actually don't know who he is. And when they bashed in her head, they tried to kill her, leave her incompetent, and it didn't work. Soon as she told him, he broke up with her. Well, then she had a meltdown even in front of Carl at Sheetz parking lot, April 17th, 25. And the big government SUVs are sitting out there, and they got her taped again how that guy broke up with her and how much she really liked him. Okay, so they started leaving threats on that girl that they were going to kill her. Okay, and instead of cowering, she went badass, her and her friends. Badass. Okay. She's been telling on all of them. December 1st, 25. Walmart 62. Tape and audio. Michelle showed up in my office. The other Michelle. Said that these people confessed that it was November 23rd, 25, that this whole thing is a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved. They all were. And that the doctor from before was not one of hers, works for them, and they had lied he was one of her doctors. She actually don't know who he is. It's HIPAA. No doctor could ever be with them. It's a federal crime. Any attorney and doctor walk in to an office and they're saying anything bad about me, the police are to arrest them and call the FBI. It's a federal crime. See, that's where no doctor could ever be with them. It's a federal crime. It's a scam. Where they said today the guy doing this is trying to prove how stupid the U.S. government is and how they'll fall for anything. I heard that years ago. Okay. And he said that Michelle told him about that the doctor from before is not one of hers, works for them, and they had lied. That he was one of her doctors. She actually don't know who he is. And that guy Pete that's running his mouth about her, that was in my office, she don't even know who he is. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. And these people admitted they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And that tape of Weird with Yourself is nothing but photoshopped of washing in the shower in the other room. And it was photoshopped. The whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government, where they said that guy that's doing this wants to prove how stupid our U.S. government is. They're trying to prove how stupid the people are, too. That you don't even know the rights you live in, the country you live in. They walked in there to scam that FBI agent and extort money from him. They're trying to scam Fairlawn, and they're setting something up. For them to be playing with those security guards in that mall, why would they play with them? Exactly. They're going to do something up there to somebody, or a lot of people. And they're going to have some doctor and crazed attorney, and they don't know that it's a federal crime, and they're scamming them, and it's so ridiculous, it's Twilight Zone. See, that's where somebody will try to walk by and say today, oh, they already got a court order to be in her home before that attorney. Don't give attorneys court orders to be in your home. You fucking retard. Dave hired 2 men on his own. Dave did this by himself. The Fourth Amendment is police and agencies only under a threat of life with statements with a court order. And they have to have statements from everyone in that home. It is a federal crime. Do we understand? A federal crime. Attorneys are to be disbarred immediately, and a doctor. And they go to jail. These people are so stupid, but they're setting something up there. Walk around, you make sure you tell everybody no one's to care what happens to her. Kiss my ass. I told you, that cartel up there. You know, some other lady today at a bank said, you know, Fairlawn used to be a richer neighborhood, a richer people. It looks like there's nothing but scum up there anymore. I said, because drug dealers moved in there. That Henry Moffey also said that he had a judge's friend. He was going to enter all his tapes in court. Well, the FBI was busy with me and showed it and was going to pull a fast one on him and steal all the case's money. And they'd be long gone before the FBI found out and steal all the case's money. I thought, over my dead body, I wrote the president. I'm not going to play with you, fool. Now, it's him doing it. Now, if you take September 30th, 25, my car's booked. At 1 o'clock in the morning, a biker pulls up and starts yelling at this girl. The guys running it said that this whole thing was your family's dad to drug dealers. Is that what's going on? Yes. Does she even know who you are? No, I don't want her to know. She don't even know you, and you had her raped and tortured or skull bashed in because your family was in debt to drug dealers. Yes, I'm sorry. I listened to September 13th, 23 of her and her friend Matt um, talking the Ohio drug dealers were threatening that agent's life because they thought he let all those people be human trafficked. And it was your family letting them be human trafficked. Yes. Your family was even human trafficking people to pay back those drug dealers. Yes, I'm sorry. She's not sorry. She's evil. She admitted to selling children. And it was your family that incited her new husband's family to threaten his life and to go after him to steal that farm. Yes, but I really wanted it. I liked it. Psycho. I listened to September 23. The original cartel, I already confessed they photoshopped everything. Did you know that? Yes. Did you know the original cartel also confronted her ex-husband that they knew it was fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors that made her sick before? Yes. They encouraged them to sue those doctors for years. Did you know that? Yes. If you go back to January, February, March of 19, Faith Family Church, young blonde, thin girl, shorter blonde hair, showed up screaming, I'm the one that dates Dave, I'm the one that dates her husband. Points at me. I don't believe her. And she tried to say she was retired Judge Pete's daughter. She's FBI agent Will's daughter. She was above the law, and the law couldn't stop her. She could do any crime she wanted, and the law couldn't touch her. Isn't that great when you think you're God? And she was seen with the men that said they worked for Judge Peters, and they were from Florida, and they were drug dealers, and they were using mind-controlling drugs on me, the hypnotic drugs, and told us that cause sleepwalking. They could control anybody for hours with those drugs. The fake FBI agent was with them that tortured me, the fake Portage County sheriffs, and they're just drug dealers from Florida. Testing them, Keith. 3,000 people, they were selling the login to the case to that church and other places. Okay, then if you go back further to right before the case started, Anita and Pam were talking at Apostolic Church of Barberton. Mary's niece, Michelle, was willing to kill someone just to date Dave and for the opportunity to date someone. If Dave was so excited he never had anyone willing to kill someone just to date him. That poor family that is in debt needs Dave's help. Mary is Katie's mom. Anita is her sister. That Michelle is just Katie's family member. And when you put the dates together, Henry Moffey's her dad. And where April 19th, 25 in Hartville, investigators are in the flea market, and they're talking how stupid are these people, and you wouldn't believe how dumb they actually are. Trying this with us. Soon as she called the FBI hotline, immediately they walked into an FBI office. Immediately. They were ready. They had their con, their skit. Who was going to say what with their fraud scheme to defraud an agent? Had it all planned out. They were ready to pounce. Okay, I told you this strange hated the government. And trust me, nobody ever fell for the dirty doctor scam, taping you unaware, confessing your crime, sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce. There's 30 years in that sentence. He can't be in it with Dave, that's 10 years. Can't tape you unaware, that's 10 years. Can't share your medical records, that's 10 years. And if somebody actually gets harmed and they don't report it and they can prove somebody got harmed, you go to jail as an accessory if you don't report it if you're a doctor. And then they could tell that she was drugged when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And then parts sounded mechanical. You could tell they taped over it and it was them and not her. And that tape of weird with yourself, we always knew as photoshopped or washing in the shower in the other room. They photoshopped everything. But they said, so if they were going to be that dumb and try this with us, we told Agent John to go up to that church and to act dumb like these people to find out who's all involved. See, that's where I was always told it was an act. I want you to start thinking about how not funny this is. Them playing with those mall cops. What the hell? And they've been playing. That's where I've been trying to tell you. Somebody needs to talk to those mall cops. They need to talk to the Fair Lawn Police. Some attorney shows up with a doctor, bad mouthing somebody, arrest him. That's a federal crime of HIPAA. They can never have a doctor. See where that guy said, the guy doing this is trying to prove how stupid the U.S. government is, and they'll fall for anything. They said that years ago. May 26, 25, Walmart 62, they still have it. Cartel follows me in. Where May 25th, 25 in Hollister's in Fairlawn, they were laughing the scammer from Bill from the Freemasons. Ha 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 ha. Boy, did he pull the biggest scam here. Had some guy drug her up and tell her to say that, and then photoshopped washing in the shower in the other room and pulled the biggest scam here and laughing about it. May 26, 25, Walmart 62, the cartel comes in. Cartel's tired of Bill from the Freemasons. And then this scam of the dirty doctor not being one of hers works for them, and they had lied. She don't know who he is, and the whole thing's a scam from Bill from the Freemasons. Who does he think he is? He thinks he's God of heaven. That's who he thinks he is. Louisville police found that tape. Then they found the original case. My ex-husband hired 2 men on his own. Cops didn't know about it. Prosecutor's office. There's where Chief Bruce Lewinsky up there did who was on the news saying that people up there are complete scum. They have fake court orders, fake arrest warrants, sending out fake emails from him, from other people, from FBI agents, trying to scam money out of people. They're nothing but complete scum. They scammed somebody out of 18 grand. Where that lady, May 30th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning, and with the Louisville police, and she was saying how she was going to try to trick me out of a bunch of money. Found out I knew surveillance laws, and she couldn't trick me out of money. And how she was setting Dixie and Melissa to go get arrested for this. And that's like, leave the dumb girls alone. Then how they found May 26, 25 of this whole thing being a scam from Bill from the Freemasons, including the dirty doctor. Of course it is. It's HIPAA. Like the investigator said, these people did not know, putting the word doctor on it, how illegal it is. Everyone involved goes to jail. I'm going to upload this. Dave hired these men on his own. And like they said, like a week ago out in Myers and Alliance, I walk out of the bathroom, lady's on the phone. We all found out the guy that said he never met her before, he was supposed to be the doctor from before, and he admitted he never met her in person. Put it together, it's just Dave's girlfriend's dad. that Pete and Willie guy. I'm going to upload this.